Good evening. How's everybody?
Pretty
We're
good.
good.
Everybody
Hopefully
good?
everybody's not on pins and needles right at the moment. The Phillies are winning
Yeah, I
1-0.
thought there for a minute the whole thing was delayed. I wasn't quite sure if we were live or not, but I
Yeah, we're all good.
I kind of delayed myself for a sec. So, welcome everybody. We've got a special Wednesday night edition because we've got on one of our boxes here we've got the Phillies game, which is just a tick behind my TV behind me. So I don't want to confuse anybody, but we got to be dialed into this Phillies game. So we're pretty jacked up. So.
Yep.
Welcome, Joe Stinger. Good luck to you guys down there in Florida. I see the hurricanes already moving through, and you guys are getting a whole lot of rain. So hopefully that's all it is a whole lot of rain, and everything else is good, and you guys stay safe.
Exactly.
Special night to have Reds on the board. He wasn't with us last week.
No, that's because the Phillies were winning. Or they didn't play that last week. Now that they're losing.
He's on tonight, so I'm sure he's going to be our entertainment committee. So 1, 2, 3, there go the Mets. So Ranger had a pretty fast inning, which is good. He needed that. But anyway, Johnny, you want to get everybody up to date on all our fantasy
Yes,
contests we got going on? I'm sure you delivered your baseball prize home to Jen.
Yes, she liked it a lot. She liked it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Tyler's already trying to steal it from her, but she's like, "Oh, I earned it."
I'm sure. Yep.
Yeah. So we.
I'd rather be lucky than good, Kevin Kramer. I'll take those 3 innings over giving up 5 or 6 runs. So hang in there. Rangers only going to get stronger.
Yep. He's doing well right at the moment. So
all right, Johnny, why don't you do your fantasy thing and
Yep. Got our fantasy football going. We got a new leaderboard right now. We got it's a little bit shaking it up a little bit with guys on buys now, so you're going to see a lot of fluctuation in the scores over the next few weeks with all the buys. So some guys might be missing 5 or 6 players on a team, but it's okay because everybody's going to have guys that are on the.
John, am I seeing this correctly? That Jen's ahead of you again in football?
She is.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't seeing things.
Yeah, she was.
I'm at the bottom. I'm at the very bottom.
You are, but it's okay. It's a long season.
Yes,
That's the thing with our contest here for the fantasy football. It's great because the regular season is interesting, but it also comes down to the playoffs.
Okay.
So there's a big turnaround if you pick the right players in the playoffs. There's a lot of shaking and moving going on from there, so nobody's completely out of it.
Good.
And like I said, a lot of it is with guys on buys. It's going to change a lot. The past few weeks. Matt Doherty was a newer player the past couple of years playing with us, so he's doing well right at the moment. And Randy Bachman is in second place there. Senior, he's got the household bragging rights for this week, so he's happy about that this week. He was very surprised to see him up at number 2. So I think Carolyn's calling him a number 2 for some other reasons, but he's up there at number 2 right at the moment. But
maybe one of these weeks they'll join the show so we can have some fun together.
Exactly. So we got that, and this week we got started. It's getting started. Yesterday we got fantasy hockey going. It's going. We got 44 players in there now, so it's good to see it's growing, and our and the interest is growing a lot. We got fantasy basketball coming too. I mean, the demand's just there. Everybody's asking for it.
The demand is there.
We got to go. We got to go with it. Lauren gave such good hype on it last week, so it was everybody's jumping on board. So you'll be seeing that post out probably tomorrow to get our lineups in. I just fixed the changing up the spreadsheet, so we're all good to go with the spreadsheet. And then
all right,
there we go. So
all right,
going on.
Yeah, we are busy. There's no doubt about that. You're going to have all 4 sports going here by real soon. Well, the Sixers did play an exhibition game Monday night, so when does the NBA season start? About 2 weeks out, I think.
It's usually about two weeks past the hockey startup.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm thinking the end of the month. Maybe around the Halloween area.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We will draw our winning raffle ticket for the Bryce Harper Victus autograph bat right around the 7:00 hour. Are we all good with that?
Yeah.
Does that work? Does that work? Give people plenty of time to get on board and watch the show and catch the live drawing right around the 7:00 hour. So
that's also probably why Reds is on. The closet Met fan wants the Bryce Harper bat.
I'm going to go silent. So I'm going to I'm just I'll let my words, my non-words, speak for themselves. So.
Yep, Joe Stinger, that's you. You're kicking butt this year with the fantasy football there at number 8. So you're climbing up there. You're not too far behind. You're I think about 29 points behind. So keep it going. Keep it going.
We got a lot of our fans are down in the Florida area. So again, I just be safe and take care of yourself. So hopefully it's just a whole lot of rain and nothing more than that. I'm sure some areas are going to get hit a little harder.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Lauren disappeared for a minute. I was going to throw things over to her for the weekend. When she gets back, we'll talk about her event this Saturday, which is their big event for the year. Until then, the Phillies are holding a 1-0 lead. What inning is that? I can't make that out.
Fifth inning.
Fifth inning. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how fast this game goes, but I'll take 1-0 good guys for now. So, Rangers pitched out of a lot of trouble in the first couple of innings.
Yes.
And, did he just whack Schwarber?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely had the bases loaded there, both of the first and second inning there.
Yeah.
So that was nice to see.
Hey, while we're talking Phillies, I'll bring up a subject with John because I know it's near and dear to his heart. What's the problem with Alec Boehm? Why is there why are we having issues this late in the season?
He's a big head case. He's a very big head case, and things aren't going well right now for him. And he's pressing. I don't know if he's pressing. The end of the season there, he was pressing to try to get to 100 RBIs, which I get. It's something special to get to, being as close as he was.
Well, I love the individual awards.
Right.
They're great. But why can't we put team first and play for the name on the front of the jersey?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. I think too with his arbitration coming up again for this year. Having 100 RBIs would have been a nice little token to have in his back pocket to for the arbitration. Not that 97 would was that bad as well. Type of thing. Right. But that 100 number, I guess, was a little bit more special. And
yep.
It's just that and. He's just one of those guys that, once he gets into his head, it takes him throughout the whole game, in all aspects of the game. I mean, you saw a couple of bad plays already today, in the field that he bobbled. He missed a guy at third base and was late to go to first base to get Marte, I think it was, or was it no, Alonso, I think it was, and it's just it, it's just one of those things to you just got to keep him focused, and it doesn't seem like anybody can get into his head. Talk to him. Everybody's been talking to him to relax. He got sat down and to clear his head and get right. And the first thing he does is hit that base hit on his first at bat last night and gets thrown out at second base. Hustling, which was nice to see, but.
Yeah, Mike McCullough, his comment seems like playing scared. I mean, it's baseball. You've been playing, baseball since you were, 5 years old? What's there to be scared of? You know what I mean? I don't get that, I was a big, and still am. I just don't know what the issue is, whether he's still having a hand injury, issue. He had a solid first half.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Solid first half. Went to the All-Star, game as in the home run derby. I don't understand, what gets in these guys' heads, and I don't know. Maybe he can't handle being in the lineup one night and out the next. Who knows? Hey, real quick before Lauren may have to exit stage left. Why don't you talk a little bit about your event coming up this Saturday, because it's a big one.
So we have our annual art auction. I think we talked about it a couple other shows. So that's this Saturday at our Lancaster facility. So I've been spending majority of my time organizing that right now. I'll get the online link posted in case anyone's interested in bidding from afar. If you're not able to attend Saturday night, there is an online link. And then all the money raised supports our animal welfare organization. So it should be a really great night. The weather is looking perfect for it, so we're really excited about that. But yeah, we've just been working hard on that and excited for Saturday.
Good. And is that a sold out event?
We have a little bit of room left for folks, but we are expecting about 200 people.
Nice. Yeah, you want to? I've been watching the auctions as you've posted, so you might want to get those up on our page. You never know. Okay. Sure. You never know. You might be able to grab some from our people as well. Anthony, real quick, what's happening in baseball town? Anything? Any news?
No, nothing crazy. We're just having a lot of events and things like that. It's that off-season time, so the event center is pretty much booked up every weekend and most days in the week for events. So, it's just been same old time. This time's a little bit slower until we get into next month, where it really heats up, getting ready for the next season and meetings and stuff. But right now it's just a lot of extra events at the event center. Okay.
And you had a sale on Sunday, I believe. Where you sell a lot of the old.
Sure did.
How did that? How was attendance there?
It was good. Yeah, it was a lot of people. It was a scene as always, but it was good. People were excited to get some different items. It was good overall. It was good. The weather was nice. We had a lot of people. Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear. All right, so we'll check back in on our Phillies. It looks like we got a base hit double. Who might that be?
I think it was Lindor.
Is that our boy Lindor? He's always causing havoc in the lineup, but he is probably their best player, I would say, right?
Yeah, and he's been relatively quiet so far in this first part of the series.
Yep.
So
for sure,
we can keep it that way a little bit longer.
All right. Hey, let's just fast forward to a win tonight, because I gotta keep my head in the game and stay positive as well. What's it going to be like down there in South Philly Friday night?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Having Wheeler there, going on the mound, I think it's going to be special. A good night. The crowd's going to be definitely pumped up. And hopefully everybody keeps their tickets and not selling them to the Mets fans. Type of thing. And if you can't make it, sell it to another Phillies fan. So it's okay.
Yeah, it seems like they did a good job of that the first two games. So
right, yeah.
I didn't see much blue and orange.
No, except for Reds. That was it.
All right.
We were trying to stay positive here, talking about a win, and you relax. We understand they got to win tonight first. We know.
I know all about it, but I'm fast forwarding things, and want to get that game back in South Philly Friday night. So
yeah, I mean, Wheeler is going to be ready to go against his former team. To knock them out of the playoffs, and I mean, and come back from his game that he pitched game one. He pitched a phenomenal game, and unfortunately the team ended up losing in the bullpen. But
what is Rangers pitch count? Can anybody see that? 87. Okay, I got my background person watching the game firsthand. So if you hear any cussing and screaming, that's this Sue's view. So she's yeah. So Lauren, what do you've been quiet. So I mean, are you just you waiting to erupt after the win? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm not really thinking a whole lot at the moment. I'm not confident. I can tell you that much. There's not an ounce of confidence over here. So if you were going to me in the hopes of that calming, bringing everybody back to earth, that I'm going to have to take that hat off today.
You're not there yet, huh?
No, and I don't know that I will be, even if they win tonight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
that would be typical. We were talking about that today with Carl and I and a couple of customers later on in the day. That'd be typical Philadelphia, right? We win tonight and then we lose tomorrow on Friday night. It's just the way things go in Philadelphia, unfortunately. But
well, I would say separately. I don't know why people keep worrying about the actual pitches, or who the pitcher is. I don't know that it matters, right? Because all these guys have hung in there. It doesn't matter who's pitching if you can't get any hits. So,
right.
I mean, that's all that's important. I don't care what guy you put out, what day, you got to get more than 3, 4, 5 hits. So, I mean, it's great that Wheeler's pitching later this week, but if they're not going to get any hits, it's not really going to help anyone. So I think it's not us. I'm just saying in general, a lot of people are focusing on the pitchers. I don't know that that's coming to, any relative importance. I think it's really the hitters who haven't done anything.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, it's, I don't like to be one of those guys. Oh, well, this team's doing the same thing, so it's okay. But look around baseball. I think it's coming back to what we talked about all year with teams with the buys. I mean, the Tigers today already took care of the Guardians today. They got a 2-1 lead. The Padres got a 2-1 lead. The Mets here has got a 2-1 lead, and we're going to have the Yankees game later on tonight.
Well, you know what? Since I'm full of so much positivity right now with the Padres on the verge of eliminating the Dodgers.
Right.
Doesn't that put the Phillies, being that they win tonight and they win Friday night, doesn't put them at home field advantage for the National League Championship?
Oh, and through the World Series as well.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That'll put them back in the number one driver's seat. There. So again, it's just a baseball is not a game to be meant to be played. Having a week off. And then jump right into these intense games when other teams are playing in it. So I just think there's a disservice.
That's an interesting piece there. So what would you do? Because you've got a playoff format.
Right.
You can't have it all. You can't do it all.
Well, no, you can. I mean, it's unfortunately the only thing that's going to be affected right now is you're never going to go backwards, right? Because it was great with the 4 teams initially in the playoffs that everybody played right away. Now you have the 6 teams and it's not good. You know, do you go to 8 teams to make it again where you have everybody playing all the time? I don't know. I think that's kind of a tough thing to have 8 teams. I don't know. What do you think, Anthony? I mean, 8 teams and when you got 15 in the league, so I mean you got more than half of your teams are making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that any of that stuff changing because the more teams that are in there, the more money they're going to make. If anything, all that stuff's going to go the opposite way. But yeah, about 8 teams or so.
Yeah, I mean that would be the only way you can do it. That everybody's playing evenly, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Going to 8 teams, but once the Pandora's box is open and you got 6 teams in there, you're not going backwards with the TV money.
Well, you seem like the NBA has a lot of teams that are in the playoffs,
right?
And the baseball purists would say, we don't want to do that because that's not good. Well, because the rules are sort of unfair as it is, the more teams that are allowed in, the better it might be for the those smaller markets.
Oh yeah.
But it's also going to create more, a lot more revenue. It's weird with baseball because it gets colder as you get into the
exactly
seasons.
Yeah.
So you either almost have to end it a little bit early. We always talk about the amount of games, and there's a lot of games. Well, if you just ended a few games early, because a lot of teams playing in September, late September, don't really matter anyway. If you ended it like a week early, you can maybe let more teams in the playoffs actually make more money because it's all these stadiums would be full. But the baseball purists would say that's not how it should be. That's not fair. If my team has the best record, that you let these other scrubs in. Well, if they're scrubs, then beat them. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, exactly. And that's the thing. It's one of I mean, and then you keep it the same format. You go 3 games, 5 games, and then 7 and 7. You're really not going to change anything because everybody's playing that way right now.
Right.
So I mean, it wouldn't lengthen it, and then like I said, if you wanted to change and save a couple of days, schedule a couple double headers, in the season, type of thing where bring back old baseball where you had to, schedule double headers, to pick up a couple of games if you needed to not lengthen the schedule. Not with the
how do we block Reds off this feed? two seconds ago, he wanted to pull Ranger.
Right.
Literally,
Now it's a good move.
5 minutes ago, he said, "Get him out of there," and now wrong for pulling him.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's what he
No, he's got to call it both ways so that way he's always right. That way he's never wrong. He just doesn't realize we're on to him. That's all.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I think Ranger did fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, he got himself out.
He pitched through it. What do we got? They got first and second, 1 out.
Yeah,
Who did they bring in?
Hoffman in there. Hoffman to face Alonso.
Okay, well,
so yeah, I mean it's you're not letting Ranger pitch to him again.
He was at 90 pitches, I guess.
Oh yeah, I would think it probably over. I don't know exactly, but he's pushing 100, and you got Alonso come up for his 3rd time with the lefty righty.
Yeah,
but and that's that shows with the the bullpen, like we were going back to. They struggled the first couple of games. Well, they were off for a week for the Phillies. That's you lose your control a little bit. It's just not a good thing, I don't think, for baseball. And again, we're seeing it again, this year that most of the teams are going to get knocked out. I think that are the top seeds. Hopefully the Phillies aren't one of them, but they're all right at the breaking points of getting there. So
good for baseball, though, right? Good for baseball.
I was just gonna say, is it though? To have all your big market teams and your teams that you almost make the regular season meaningless at that point.
Well, Anthony's been been screaming for a small market team that doesn't get there. Detroit's not been in the playoffs in 13 years. Did he just strike them out? Yep. There you go. Way to go, Huffy.
Yeah, he sucks. You gonna get rid of that comment too? But yeah, it's tough.
But I mean, John, I hear what you're saying about the bye and having time off and stuff like that. And I guess I don't want to say it should be a non-factor, but it should, because when you have a team that's stacked like this and talented like this, good teams find a way to win. I mean, we hear that all the time. So a week off or not, or, these were the cards that we were dealt. And it feels like there's no excitement whatsoever, even with the fans. Like that whole Red October mentality and just on the edge of your seat with every pitch. It feels like somebody just sucked all the energy out of the room.
Yeah, well, it's coming back, baby. It's coming back. This game, we're bringing it home.
And to be honest, it feels like it starts with the team. The team just feels like none of them want to say it in the post-game interviees. So last night, we're watching.
Huffy sucks. Huffy sucks.
And they're all talking about, oh, well, we got to just put this one away and get past it. But none of them want to say, yeah, we're swinging at shit. We're literally swinging at absolute garbage, and we have these irrelevant hits that do nothing.
Right.
A leadoff home run doesn't win you the game.
No, right.
It just feels so, and I also hate 5 o'clock games. I hate them. It just feels different this year, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
There's a great article on, not that I read it all the time, but there was a great article today on Crossing Broad. It feels weird because they're very Sixers-esque and not in the way that Joel Embiid's carrying a team, but in the way that, and it doesn't match up exactly every single time. I encourage you to read the article, but it's essentially saying you've been there all these years in a row. You're ready to win now, and you're not going to win. So it doesn't mean that, they're not going to do well in the regular season next year. But if you go to the World Series and then you go to the league championship, and then let's say you lost in the division, you're going downward. You're going the wrong way. You got to figure that out. So hopefully that's not the case, but if that is the case, they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do, because there's a lot of guys with really big contracts that people don't want to take on, and there's also, I don't know what you do. I don't know, because they're ready to win right now.
Right. Well, to top of the sixth, we got Harper, Castellanos, and Bone coming up. So we need to maybe manufacture another run or two here. That'd be nice. What do you think?
Absolutely.
A little small ball, a couple of hits, but they're all up there swinging for the big one.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately,
they say all those proper things in the post-game interview, but then they come back today and they do the same thing. They say the right thing, but they do the same thing. That's what's frustrating.
Oh yeah. No, it's a tough thing, when you're in that stretch there, with everything on the line there, and it's just they do live on the long ball, and it's way it works with baseball today. We just need the bottom of the order to not act that way. To get those guys making more contact and taking more pitches to work the pitcher, so that the pitcher gets out and we get into the bullpens a little bit more.
Well, a lot of these guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, they're not used to this, especially tonight, with Marsh, Wilson, and and Stott. They're not used to batting 7, 8, and 9. Maybe Marsh is, you know what I mean? So it takes a little bit of an adjustment, and to put Wilson in there tonight, that's a big thing. I didn't expect it, but I wasn't sure who they were going to put out in left field.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you said,
all right. It's 7 o'clock. No better time to pull the winning raffle ticket. He's at bat. Maybe you want to wait till after he hits the bomb. I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll pull it, have the mojo go for him to hit the home run.
Right? You know, let's see. Maybe he can pull one and put it over the wall and Padres are going to beat the Dodgers. I hope so, Kevin Kramer. I'd like to see that. I think the Padres are the better team right now.
Oh yeah, they're playing well.
But
I mean,
you get it? All right, base hit. Let's pull that winning ticket. Shake them up, Johnny.
There you go. Got all the
Shake
numbers
'em up.
in there. You see,
Shake them up.
shake it up.
Shake it up. Pull out that winner.
Here we go. Good luck to everybody. We got Megan McHugh.
Megan McHugh.
Yeah, Megan McHugh. There you go.
Megan McHugh. Read
There
that
you go.
number, John. Well, that doesn't matter because they don't know their numbers.
They don't know the numbers. Yep.
They
Megan
only
McHugh.
go by name. Megan McHugh.
There you go. Congratulations.
I believe that Megan is the mother of the little boy Carter, if I'm not mistaken, Lauren.
oh, okay.
They're
Cool.
from up in the Lehigh Valley. Yeah.
There you go.
If
I don't
have
recognize the name, but
if I have my Megans correctly. So Megan McHugh, you're our winner. And we'll reach out to you tomorrow. And Reds, you're going to be officially thrown off the show. You're officially going to be thrown off the show, you sore loser.
Yeah.
So
what makes him think he even deserves to win?
because he's never mind. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
So ever since he moved across the bridge, he's a different guy.
He's a Jersey snob.
Yeah, he's definitely a Jersey snob.
There's nothing worse than that.
Yeah, I'll see myself out. There you go. Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
That's the best thing you said all night.
Right? All right. So what do we got? We got a runner on first. Is that it?
I think. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're at.
He knows McG.
I don't know.
He's
No, I
got
guess
a
he was
double.
thinking. He was
He had a
saying
lead-
'cause I was
He had a
stuttering.
lead-off double. Lead-off double by Harper. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tack it on.
Let's add on to this.
Yep.
So Dad, since we've apparently traded hats here, well, no, I shouldn't say that because you're always optimistic when it comes to your Philly teams.
Yes
But
and no.
What makes you so confident?
I just felt that they can't play any worse than they showed in the past couple of games. You know what I mean?
We don't want to find out.
Well, I just thought if you go by, what happened in the second half, they hit these slumps, they hit these lulls, and then they find a way to get back in the win column. Okay. So personally, I wasn't ready for them to go out like this because John will tell you, this will be the ugliest that it's been in 3 years if that's the case. And I don't want to go there. I want to stay positive. You know what I mean? I just feel good vibes about tonight. The Mets, let's face it, kudos to the Mets, but they've been playing over their head.
Well, I mean, similar to what you guys were talking about before, where the Padres deserve to beat the Dodgers because they're the better team right now. This is the same situation.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no.
It's not a yes and no.
Yeah, but the Mets aren't stacked. The Padres have some superstar players, and they just
the highest paid team in the country.
Who?
I mean, they're
the Mets.
The Mets.
Because of all the old pitchers they're paying.
Yeah, they're still paying Max Scherzer.
Yeah, it's not because of this current squad.
I'm just saying they're hot just like the Padres are, and so if let's say they were to win, even if they didn't win, they're playing as the better team. If the Phillies squeak out some wins, that's great, but the Mets are firing on all cylinders. I mean,
This is what you wanted the Phillies to do when they got to the postseason. You were hoping they were going to put that second half of baseball behind them and come out like the first half.
100%.
And they haven't. They just
100%.
They haven't, and I don't know. I mean, I guess it's either the perfect storm of a million things that are wrong or what it is. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they've, I mean, I think guys, are squeezing the lumber a little bit. I think they're pressing, you know what I mean? And you got guys that, be it as it may, I don't think, Bohm is used to this pressure. Stott's used to this pressure. Marsh isn't used to this pressure. I mean, let's face it.
But
JT,
these are the same guys that went to the World Series in 2022. Isn't that all the pressure
I understand, but they all crapped the bed last year too. And, I think the pressure from last year is there. It's real. And they don't want the same thing to happen because they don't want the questions again.
Well, they're not playing like they don't want that to happen again.
Well,
I get it. I understand.
But the thing is, like you're saying that the Mets are the better team, but what was it? Wheeler pitched 7 shutout innings his first game. So really the Phillies were a better team. They were up 1-0, whatever, for 7 innings. The same thing tonight. Suarez has got 6 innings of, 5 or 6 innings of shutout.
But the game doesn't end in the 7th inning.
And we're not talking about the pitchers.
No, I understand that. But I'm saying it as far as overall playing the games. I mean, they had a couple of innings, both teams.
But I can't even say that they've been lucky because
I'm not saying that they're lucky.
The first game they won dominantly. Last night they won dominantly. We barely won in walk-off fashion on Sunday. And if we're able to hold this together, we're barely going to win tonight. I just don't understand. They're such a stacked team. They're such a good team. Why the underperformance?
If we had that answer, boy, we could make a few dollars, huh?
Well, the answer is clearly patience at the plate. I mean, that's clearly what the answer is.
Alec Bohm saw 5 pitches all game last night.
Pathetic.
Oh, yeah.
Pathetic.
So
8
he
pitches
obviously
in his last 6 at bats.
I think I had to step aside for a work call when you guys were talking about Bohm, but I mean, why is he playing today?
Well, I mean, who are you going to put there? John and I talked about this today. Your options.
A stick figure? Me? Anybody?
Well, all you got to do is hope that he grabs a base hit here and scores this run. So you'll forgive him. You'll forgive him a whole lot if he grabs a hit right here.
Yeah,
he was the one that knocked in the first run. On a fielder's choice.
Yes, well, that was because that guy bobbled the ball. Any other day of the week, that guy doesn't bobble the ball and gets an out.
Well, but he made contact. So and I'm not the biggest Bohm
We're applauding now. We're applauding he made contact. I got applauded when I made contact in T-ball. It's just
no,
how many millions of dollars?
I know, but what I'm saying is,
understand it.
I'm just saying, but you look at it like the Guardians. The last 2 games with the Guardians, they were shut out. Like it happens in baseball. Like, oops, what we lost the game. Oh no, we lost Carl.
He got so excited. Something good must happen here that he got so excited.
He probably forgot to plug in the computer, but the it's but it's all a matter of playoff baseball. It's like the pitchers are better. You're facing all the way through, and it's just more intensity. And like I said, just having that, as stupid as it sounds, that having that time off does affect teams. And as you see,
I don't doubt that part of it. I just.
Yeah, but Johnny,
it's just frustrating that a week off is our demise.
I don't know that week had honestly anything to do with anything. What I think happened is they were hot the first half, and really since the All-Star break, they've been playing 500 baseball, which is essentially what they're doing right now. You win a couple games because you connect. You lose a game because you're not connecting. You need to connect more than you're not. So they're playing like a 500 team right now. Hopefully they can pull it out and figure out these next 2 games because winning 2 in a row is not that crazy. It's pretty easy. But it's not very confident. It's just going to get harder as you go. The Padres are a very good team.
Oh, of course.
If you can get to the World Series, I mean, you can't have this happening. I'm just saying it seems like it's trending in the opposite way that it should be trending with a team that's ready to win now. So hopefully they can get some of these big hits. But if they don't, then there's going to be a lot of questions to answer. And
I would just love like a dominant like performance. But I feel like us as fans, and everybody got on us the other night because we were booing the team and how do you boo your team and stuff like that. But we as fans give up so much for this team. Like, and this is on such a small scale, but like I have a huge event Saturday. I rush home at 4:30 so I can get this game on at 5 o'clock. I'm working from home. I'm doing a million things. And I know everybody has a million stories just like that. And then Alec Bohm sees 5 pitches in the whole game. Like it's almost like, do you know how much is on the line? Because I do, and I'm just a fan. I feel like we're in a relationship and I'm going 80% and they're coming not even the 20.
Well, they give a lot of, and I'm sure other teams do it too. They give a lot of generic answers at the end of the game. They give, we got to be better. We got to be better. We got to be better. How about take some accountability? I really effed up this game. I swung at some horrible pitches, and I will do better next game. That you look into the camera and say that.
I'd love some honesty.
People would great. People would respect that.
Well, that you get that from Nick Castellanos. If you listen to him, you get that from him.
Right. It's just his delivery stinks.
Right. 100%. Yep. All right. We got first and second, 1 out. All right. I guess Bohm walked after all that.
Yes, he did.
Yes, after all that, he worked in a walk. Kudos to him. I love it, JT. I need a little offense.
Yeah, he's been quiet as well, but many people don't bring that up because he's such a good catcher. So you don't hear as much about his underperformance at the plate.
He's 0 for the postseason. He walked earlier. That's the only thing. He has no hits.
And he got hit. He got hit twice.
He got drilled last night, right?
Another problem with this team is everyone. We love Stubbs because he has a fun time in the clubhouse. He's the lead. Okay, but you can't take this guy out because you take him out, you got Stubbs. That's the problem. You got to have somebody who can get a pinch hit or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is just playoff baseball. It's always going to be on the edge of your seat. Low scoring games because pitchers aren't going that extra inning where you're able to get a couple more runs on a pitcher, and you're going to bring in a bullpen guy, and that was part of our concern. How Ranger was going to pitch. Ranger hasn't pitched well, and he's pitched great today.
Well, John, let me ask you: have we put that concern behind us now after tonight's performance?
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. Yeah, I mean, it was a little harder because we weren't fully intense watching the game, but I mean, he did have a lot of base runners, so I don't know.
He pitched out of a lot of jams. But it seemed like he had his pitches going. He had them swinging at some of his nasty stuff. We hadn't seen that for a while.
I mean, he never lost composure. He was sort of that same stoic Ranger that you always get. He never, ever seems flustered by anything in the best kind of way. He almost, that same sort of like just the straight and narrow, kind of like what we get from Jalen Hurts, only Rangers managed to like perfect it a little bit better. But he just, nothing ever seems to phase him. So he had the bases loaded back-to-back innings and just pitched his way out of it. Right. He never seemed to be sweating, never seemed just did his thing. And most of the guys on base weren't even his fault. Alec Bohm bobbles the ball, could have had a double play and forgets how to throw the ball out of his glove. And now the bases are loaded.
But again, this whole series is not about they hung in there every single game. There's been never a
They've hung in because of their pitching, to be honest.
The hitting is the issue. Like, it doesn't matter who the hell pitches. They're going to be fine. They haven't given up 10 runs. You know what I mean? They're fine. They just need to hit.
Well, I think we all agree on that, and we got first and second, and we now have 2 outs after JT struck out. So I don't like that. And Bryson Stott's coming to bat after the commercial break.
What was the logic in sitting him yesterday?
The righty lefty, the left-handed pitcher was up there.
The whole analytics thing, and it went in reverse today with him and Marsh starting. Right. So because it's a do or die game, so you got to play your best players, in hopes that they can, fight through a few of these at bats and, get a hit, work a walk, get hit, something. You need to strengthen the bottom of that order somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Stott had a really nice hit on Sunday, and he had a huge momentum swing coming into last night.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I get it. I get the analytic, crap, but sometimes you got to play the hot hand regardless of what the computer tells you. And you don't know what Stott could have brought to the table last night because he never had a chance.
Yep. No argument here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We've been saying it all along. And, it's frustrating with that analytics, and
instead we put Bohm out there.
Well, hopefully this obviously goes different. Everyone wants to go different, but you're going to this. What is this? The seventh inning. You're winning 1-0. That makes you feel 0% confident by the way the Mets play. If you saw how they played the Brewers, if you saw how they played earlier this series, you can't go into the game 1-0 on the road. You just can't.
Again, there's no argument here. I just, I'm like they're battling right now. The past couple innings, they've been putting men on base and they're battling again. So, did I say seventh? I didn't say seventh. She's correcting me. I didn't say seventh.
The statistician.
Yeah, she's correcting me on everything. So I'm gonna have to lock her in another room. So.
Oh, I think it was you that said the seventh inning.
Yeah.
It's the top of the sixth.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You're getting corrected by my mother.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not the second. We got to score some runs.
Yeah.
Right.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. This is a tough show for all of us. We weren't quite sure what we were going to do, but we decided to, have the show on with us and hopefully bring the fight and some luck. And I guess Stott didn't do too well because she's breathing heavy again. So,
Oh, yeah, he got an out.
So we leave two, a leadoff double by Harper, and the bottom of the order doesn't come through again. So,
yeah. Well, and what do we do? With these guys, the younger guys, and how we get them fixed to get them.
But question for you guys in 08, because you brought it up this morning in your blog, Dad. We didn't have a stacked lineup in 08 either.
No.
The bottom of your lineup was no different than this one is.
Who was the bottom? Who was the bottom of the lineup?
You probably had Greg Dobbs. You had,
he was a bench guy. You had Carlos Ruiz was your starting catcher,
and you had Hamels. You had the pitcher batting.
Yeah, so you didn't. That took up the 9 spot.
Pedro it was probably Pedro Feliz, Ruiz, and the pitcher.
Pedro Feliz, because he was our third baseman, right?
Right.
There's not a team in Major League Baseball that has every spot, covered. There's always that bottom of the lineup.
Well, Anthony just got done talking about the Mets. The Mets seem to have they've been pulling guys that were out of baseball last year, and they're playing in this series. They weren't even in baseball last year. Who was it? John Iglesias, and who else?
And was it the center fielder? I think it was the other guy.
They weren't even in baseball last year.
Well, that's why honestly, that's the reason I would say the Mets feel more like the 08 Phillies than the current Phillies do. Because the Mets, whoever you put in there, they're just relaxed. They're just getting hits. They're not trying to hit home runs.
I hate to keep swinging back to it, but I think last year's ugly game 6 and 7 is going to come back to haunt this team forever. I don't think it's ever going to.
That should not be in their brains. You got to be a professional. You can't be thinking of that right now.
Well, why are they pressing so much?
Because now they know they're going to lose if they don't get their shit together. But they shouldn't have got that far. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, are we overvaluing these guys, Bohm and Stott, and Rojas? Rojas obviously, which we haven't seen Shawnee on here today yet, but.
But you knew that Rojas was never going to be the guy that you wanted him to be. He's a defensive guy, and that's okay because not everybody has to be the Bryce Harper in the lineup. And,
of course.
And shit. 4 months ago, Alec Bohm is in the home run derby. They don't put scrubs in there.
Sometimes.
No, it's just it's a second. Like I
Oh,
said,
stop it.
He had a solid first half.
Odubel Herrera was an all-star too.
yeah.
Okay.
Lauren, let's reel it in, because you can lose John real quick in a Phillies argument, because I mean,
You know what I'm saying? He was.
I know exactly what you're saying. No, he was. I mean, he was confident. He was doing great with the doubles. He wasn't hitting the home runs in the games, but he was hitting doubles. He was more confident at the plate, and he's totally lost it. I get, I know what your point is. I'm just kind of joking about it.
I would take any of those Bohm home runs right now. One of them.
Well, I just wanted to hit. That's all. I just wanted to hit to get that extra run.
I'd take a pop-up that's far enough in the outfield to score somebody.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too. It's like if the home run derby messed up his swing, you would think he'd be flying out more, and he's just weakly grounding out at this point. Like
it's not Pete Alonso's swing.
That tells me that the grip, he can't grip the bat because of this hand injury, and he was forced back. He was forced back to play. He sat out for what, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was 2-3 weeks. Yeah, it was a good bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I think we overvalue some of these guys, because they were our homegrown prospects, and we hope that they were going to do stuff.
Yeah, but John, we keep going back to this, and this creates such an argument because he had a whale of a first half right up to the All-Star break.
They all did.
But again, they're 500 since the All-Star break. That's the problem.
As a team. But look at the injuries that they had. I'm talking about the two players that we've singled out. Stotts, he's getting jerked back and forth with this analytics, and that's got him all screwed up. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And that's
and Bohm, I guarantee you, Bohm will have surgery on that hand after the season's over, because he's probably got something going on. So
yeah, possibly. It's a it's just one of those things. It's
well, I'm just saying, John, I don't know if we overvalue him. I'll say I would hesitate getting on the younger guys, because even though they're not hitting, guess who else isn't hitting? Anyone else?
Well, how about the top four of the lineup? The $800 million worth of the top four guys. Can we talk about them a little bit?
Well, no, because no one wants to talk about Schwarber because he gets a big home run with no one on. So did Alex Rodriguez. Well, that's not going to win it. How about a home run when someone's on the base?
Well, you're talking about the top four. You got Schwarber. He's 2 for 12. Which was not great. 1 for 6 basically. Turner's 3 for 11, so that's not bad. You're batting over 300 there. Harper was 3 for 9. So, I mean, it's like the top of the order is hitting, and Castellanos was doing the best at 5 for 13.
John, these little dink singles that these guys are hitting, when there's no men on base, they don't mean crap. They don't mean anything.
I understand that, but they're getting pitched around. They're not getting pitched they're not getting the pitch the same way. If the bottom of the order, who's 0 for 9, you got all these 0 fors down at the bottom of the order. If those guys are on base, those guys get different pitches, and then you're going to see different things. That's we talked about.
Who's this Steve Roth guy who wants to join the podcast? Does he have anything to add?
No.
Or is he one of these wannabes?
He can comment. We can see how smart he is.
Yeah. What do you got, Steve? I'm all ears.
But it's that bottom of the order. That bottom of the order is killing us with all these they get guys on base.
John, we've been screaming about that all year because Topper's, he's not running the team. It's this analytic bullshit all over again.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it's true. I get it. It's we talk about it all the time.
That's a pretty funny line. He could be a friend of Reds. We don't know. He could be Reds in decoy. Who knows?
I was just gonna say, that when he's a Cowboys fan, he acts as Steve Roth. But yeah, no, it's a tough thing. I don't know. I just It's one of those things.
I'm a Phillies fan. I know a lot of what's going on with the game. Ron Thompson needs to step it up and run the team, but he's not. Okay. All right. So you're on the same page as us.
So he's listening to a couple of our shows. Base hit or foul ball?
No, foul ball.
That was close.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, he's listened to a couple of our shows because we've said the same thing. It's all being run by the analytics in the.
Last night it's analytics. Tonight it's no analytics. You know what I mean? So, it's I don't know.
Again,
it's frustrating because it's not consistent all the time.
I think the thing that comes back to haunt us all as fans. You know what I mean? We're the ones spending all this crazy money on all this gear and tickets and parties, watch parties, and
right.
You name it, and it's hard. It's a hard season when you go 162 and here you are and you got the same problems as you had back in July.
Right. Oh yeah.
So.
Well, and I would say in Thompson's defense, because everyone's always looking for an answer at this point. Again, he's not in there hitting. He can't make them hit. All he could do is switch a lineup. That's all he has control of. And it's not like you've gotten the big stars out. Like he switches a guy here or there. Those guys should be able to come off the bench and get a little bloop when you need them to do that.
Well, I guess we're not getting that little bloop, enough because that seems to be our nemesis right now.
Certainly not.
So.
Nick wants, why is Bowman in the lineup? Or Steve was asking why he's Bowman in the lineup, but it's who are you going to put in there? You're going to put Sosa. He's been, one for this series. I mean, it's not like he's hitting the ball like crazy. And the one hit that he did get was an infield hit.
But Bohm's head doesn't even seem to be in it because he's making errors on the field. He's not batting. There's just he all around. I mean, at least with Rojas, you can say, okay, yeah, maybe he's not the greatest, bat, but at least his defense is there. You can't even say that about Bohm right now.
Right. And why does he want Nick out? Nick's our best hitter on the team. Steve, come on.
He's been our best player the second half.
You're not making good points to be joining the show.
All right. As we wind down, I want to make sure we don't miss anything. Johnny, do you have anything left in the show? Because I don't want to say goodbye to everybody. And did we cover everything we needed to?
Yeah, we got everything there. We got William Thomas is coming at the end of the month, for our next live show.
We got plenty of time for all that.
Yep.
We got a busy November and December at the store. So
yep. And then if anybody wants to help out, Jen's got her. She's doing an Eagles autism. My wife Jen, she's doing an Eagles autism bike ride coming up. I guess it's in the spring. So she's trying to raise some money for that entry into that. So if anybody wants to donate, she's getting real close. I think she's down to like $75 to get her goal. So if you can do that, that would be much appreciated. And it's on my Facebook page.
Nice.
You can find it on there. So
all right, let's the end of
I'm getting ready to lose my mind here because why is he staying with Hoffman through all this?
I don't know.
If it's all hands on deck, why is he leaving Hoffman in this game?
Yeah, this is a second inning or into a second inning.
Why? He just got somebody up.
He's got Estevez, but I don't think he's ready yet.
No, he just got him up, and now the bases are loaded. This is ridiculous.
Yep.
You're saying he waited too long.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, now you just got to buy as much time as you can. But he's been struggling. He's been struggling to get the ball over the plate here.
Unbelievable.
You
can't use Zach. You can't use Zach Wheeler tonight. He's got to pitch Friday night.
But they might, Johnny. They might. I mean,
if they talked about it before the game started.
If you get out of this jam, they might use him because if you don't win the night, there is no Friday night. So
right.
Well, there is no, but there's no Friday. There's no Friday if you lose this game either. I mean, even if you win, go with him because then Zach can't pitch on Friday night. The only person
you go on to lose this game right here, you can blame the manager for leaving Hoffman in this game. because this is ridiculous that he allows him to load the bases and he's still in the game.
Yeah, with
Still
a
in the
couple
game.
with a couple wild pitches this inning already.
This is totally ridiculous. So he's mismanaged this game right here, and that's totally ridiculous. So, look, he's nowhere near the strike zone.
No,
If you're
not
the
right.
Mets, just don't. If you're the Mets, just don't swing at the ball. I mean,
All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night so we can go and root these Phillies home because I'm ready to lose my mind. So,
we the FCC rules. We're not allowed to curse. So,
Lauren, Anthony, have a great event this Saturday.
yes.
Thank
I wish
you.
you guys nothing but the best and make lots of money for the animals.
Thank you.
Johnny, you're off tomorrow. I'll be in the store. So anybody want to talk sports with me, come and keep me company.
Yep. There you
All
go.
right. Have a great rest of the week. And hopefully these Phillies can pull this out. Let's go. Be safe, Florida. Everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Be safe. Take
Yep.
care.
Thanks.